Alright YouTube, this is video number 2 for the day. It kind of goes along with the video I made earlier about overthinking. So this one is about, I watched an Alan Watts video and he was talking about acting and not thinking. Um, Basically he explained that when you're trying to do something new or something better, uh, you're going to practice over and over and over, and you're going to fail over and over and over until you finally give up and you try one last time. You don't really care, and then you nail it. Um, which, again, like everything, sounds crazy, but let me explain it. So when we are when we're overthinking something, say it's skateboarding or something, you're trying to hit the same trick over and over and over again. You can't do it. And then, before you leave, finally you just, okay, fuck it, one last time, you nail it. Um, Now, that's because you're sitting there, you get frustrated, your body is not moving in unison with your mind. You're too in your head, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, I just understand it. So you have, I guess, too much energy in the head, and it's not, your brain is not syncing up with your body. If you're an athlete, then you understand these things. When something becomes muscle memory, so where you don't have to think about it anymore, you just act, then you're a fucking monster. The best example, the best example I have though is playing video games. And when I was a kid, I used to play racing games all the time. And when I would get in the flow. That's what I always call it too, the flow state. So when I was just playing, like almost mindlessly, not I was like very chill, just flowing with the track and everything. I would fucking murder it. I'd win every game. But if something happened, I'm in this flow and then I wreck or something, and I get frustrated, um, then out of that frustration, I'm trying to race to get back to the front and I keep making stupid mistakes and everything, and I end up losing. And that's because I was in my head, I was overthinking, I wasn't just doing, I was thinking. So, and there's a delay rate too between the brain and the body. So, if you're thinking about what I have to do next, um, first the thought has to come, but then there is it's very short, very small, but it's still there. There's a short delay that happens between the brain thinking and then the reaction of the body. Um, but when your body is in unison with the mind, when it's working as one, like I said earlier, there's actually I'm not even going to try to explain that because I can't. But your body will get synced up with your natural, I don't know what to say, your natural primal brain, your lower brain, the brain stem and everything, or animal brain, I guess. So this, when we're trying to do something new though, we're overthinking these things. And another example, I've never been able to backflip because I always get too nervous right when I'm about to do it, and I think, well, what if I fall on my head and whatever. And to prove this, I'm gonna go to the trampoline park soon, and I'm gonna backflip. Um, I'm probably gonna fuck it up, but I'm gonna try to apply this principle, and I'm gonna backflip. I longboard a lot, and I just started skateboarding, shortboard. So I'm gonna make. I've been get my my webcam set up outside, and I'm gonna kind of take the journey and see how I can apply this and how quickly it works. But yeah, so it goes right in with overthinking though. When we're overthinking things, like I said, we're living in a false reality. Something we think about, we go so in depth with these situations that have literally never happened. Um, but then, we've thought about it so much that it almost becomes a reality in your own mind. So then when you get into that situation in life, you already have expectations on it. Expectations of failure or how it's going to go, instead of being in that flow state, like the video game, instead of just flowing, with whatever happens and going with it. We're putting up resistance against everything, against what could happen. Um, so so we get into these situations and we may never even attempt, what we're thinking about, what we've thought about for, hours or days or months, what we've just sat there and, killed ourselves thinking over and over and over. We might not ever even actually do it because, you talked yourself out of it, basically. Your false reality now says that you cannot do this thing, where if you just went out there and fucking tried it or did it or talked to them or, this job application or interview or whatever, if you just went in there and did it, then you'd be fine. Have you ever practiced for a job interview the night before and then the next day you fucking couldn't even get a word out straight because, you had thought about so much and you knew everything you were going to say. Then they hit you with a question and your mind goes blank. Um, I've had that happen to me quite a few times. Uh, and it's just overthinking, Um, you put too much energy in the mind, I guess you could say. Um, God, I don't know how to explain this. I know how it feels. So, when you're nervous before something, before meeting somebody or talking to somebody, when you're nervous, uh, it's like everything's moving faster, like you don't have a chance to catch up because you've been sitting there overthinking it. And then after you get out of the situation, though, after you leave, now you're in your car again or something, driving back home, and you just think about all the shit that you should have said, that you already knew the answer, you already knew what to say, but you fucked it up because your brain was moving so fucking fast you couldn't even catch up with the thought, you couldn't translate it into words. Or maybe you're sitting there in the job interview or talking to the person you want to talk to, and you think of like the right thing to say after that, that point's already over with, and it's weird to, oh yeah, by the way, what we were just talking about 2 minutes ago, I want to change my answer. You can't do that. So, yeah, that's why it's so important, though, these two things. And they, like I said, they go in tandem, thinking, not doing, and overthinking. I mean, it's pretty elemental. Um, so, yeah, I think that's it. Um, Another rant, I guess. I like doing these though. Um, but I'm going to try to compile some of this stuff together, like I fucking always say, and make a little bit more comprehensive videos. There's a I don't know what you would call it, a video, a documentary, a movie. It's called Kymatica. Um, I'm not really sure who makes it. I don't know what the guy's name is, but it's fucking brilliant. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to put a link in the description because I still haven't figured that out. But if not, I'll just have the text link there and you can copy it. However, copy it and paste it or whatever. God, you see these gray hairs in here? That's crazy. 26 years old and I'm going gray. Fuck it. Alright, that's it.